Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, playing Element Space, or what I'm probably going to end up calling Defcon, because it's kind of like XCOM, but it's much harder because you die all the time. Anyway, amazingly, I did get through that last mission fighting the Prince, who was busy resurrecting dead enemies while being invincible. It was kind of more luck. It just happened that the person that we have in our team that can resurrect people came back under our control at the right moment. And then literally, like I said, you have to make all the right decisions in this game and you can still be wrong, but luckily a few of their new resurrected soldiers ran into where I'd been waiting. A couple of times we half killed them with Overwatch, and then we was able to kill them. We were all in range to resurrect each other. He still ran around doing his like shit, melee locking us and doing stuff like that, but in the end he kind of gave up. And what's even better or worse, depending on how you look at it, is he wanted to join up. Now, to be honest, after his performance in the first meeting with him, when he decided to attack us without even talking about it, I would have shot him in the head, because I don't think I want someone like that on our team. But unfortunately there's no option to tell him to get lost, so he's now on our team. I'm sure he's a valuable team member, although I would have thrown him out the airlock. So anyway, one other thing while I'm on this screen, it's like I've been on this screen before, is this is the main screen, like the bridge screen, and when you have dialogue, lots of dialogue, like I said, is in this game. It's like this. You get these animations. They don't actually move their mouths. They just stand in these dialogue boxes, and it's literally like this. So if any of these talk to each other or talk to your main character, the captain, it's literally in this room, and they talk without moving their mouths. They just kind of move their bodies a little bit. And having seen that it's like that, they really needed to either cut down on the dialogue, or they needed to do a bit more of the animations, because it's a bit bad. I mean, like I said, in the actual game and the gameplay, that the animations are good. I really like them. They're not super glitzy like XCOM, but they're certainly fine. They're as good as the ones in Phantom Doctrine and etc. So they're fine. But in this thing, when you're going to have, again, if you're going to have like one or two boxes of dialogue, it would be fine if the animations just stood there and didn't move their mouths and didn't do much. But when you're going to have ongoing conversations that go on and on with different dialogue choices, it doesn't work well. It doesn't look good. So anyway, so that's that screen. Then, as you can see, we've got this is where you can add points to people. I'm yet to know which things are really good. I mean, I know what they are. The grapple hook is, I know what that is, and I know what gunsling with, but which ones are worth investing in, I don't know. That Prince dude, who I'd like to chuck out an airlock, he's got soul steel things, so I suppose the good thing is now we can use it on other people, although I'm not sure how effective that's going to be, because it works really well when you use it when you've got 3 people and you're targeting one of 3, but how good that would be if you're targeting one person out of a group of like 8, 9, 10 soldiers when there's reinforcements coming. I'm not sure how useful that would be, but we'll see. I don't know. So anyway, also you've got this, which is standings, which again I don't know. I know what it's meant to be, but I don't know how much that's going to be relevant during the game. That's like the factions, it's self-explanatory. The factions are different factions. I don't even know who most of those are, and how much that's going to affect what we do, whether they're friendly or neutral or hostile. Hopefully it will affect things, because it's good if it does. I like it when things you do affect things. And then you've got the characters and what they are, and you can see that the robot, which is called Zero, is very trusting and loyal, which is nice, almost loyal. And the others are varying degrees of neutral, and that Prince guy who's down as historian, he is still on a dislike, and that's good because I really dislike him as well. So then you've got missions, and this is how that looks. Now, from what happened in the last mission, where you had the option to pick a mission to get a new person in your team, they've disappeared now, and now you've got a different set of missions, different set of free missions where you can be rewarded with the daggers, which was an option in the first new team member mission where you got the shotgun or the dagger. So what I'm going to take a guess at, and I don't know, but this is just what it looks like, is you're going to get a neutral mission like to pick up some gear, which is this, and if I hadn't picked up the shotgun in the first one, it would have been shotgun now if I got the daggers first, and then probably after this it'll go back to another one of those, get another crew member maybe. So we have options here. Again, it's impossible to know which of these will be difficult. It probably won't be as horribly difficult as the getting the new team member one. So it's hard to know which one to pick. So we will just pick one at random. Let's go for that one. At this point you can't actually appear to, maybe you can and I've just done it wrong, but I can't find a way to change your people their equipment until you go on a mission. So it's not bad, that's not terrible, but it will be nice if you could have changed it before. Okay, so apparently I can't change his mean left hook to another gun. I tried that before and it didn't work, so I don't know whether I'm doing that wrong or whether that's just how it is. Because well, we'll see. We'll go with what it is. Like I said, she can't use a weapon at the moment. I'm not sure she's ever going to be able to. I'm hoping that when we get these double daggers, she can use those, because if she's a melee person that would fit, and it would be really good if she's without any doubt the best person in our team, including our own playable character, the captain guy. And if she could get daggers, that would be good, but we don't know. So we've got medical kits and we've got the weapons we have, and we'll just launch and we'll see how this mission goes. And I'm not sure how long I'll play it. It depends if it looks like it's going to be radically different to the ones I've shown you already, or if it's just going to be a running around shooting. We'll see. I don't know, because I've never got this far. I've never got past getting the first new crew member, and it's different. We'll see what happens now. So okay, there we go. We run in. That guy's obviously going to run off and hide. I know this game isn't geared to. I mentioned this in a few of the videos, in the last video I know I did, but it's a shame, not a shame, but it would be nice, considering, again, you can see already, you've got overwhelming odds. So this would be like any of the games we've covered, or games XCOM, which you may well know, or Phantom Doctrine, etc. It would be like those if you were beamed in or parachuted in front of all the enemy troops who are aware of you, and that never happens in those games. It happens in Necromunda Underhive Wars when they all know you're there, and the reason that's okay in that game is because you're always playing with the same amount of players they have. I mean, okay, sometimes there's more than one team, but you can pick where you position your team, and you have 6 and the other teams have 6 each, so it's a fair balance. Whereas in this, you have less team than they do, less reinforcements, less people in your gang, your team, and you get chucked in where they know you're all there, and already, and they're going to send in reinforcements, and already, even though the screen is awkward, I've told you before, I mean, you can see, look at it, you've got like a machine gun there, there's that's another machine gun emplacement, there's one there, and they've all got shields because that grey is usually a shield, and you've got guys there, he's got a front shield, you can see it, there's a guy there, that blue is probably a shield, there's some normal guys here, there's another machine gun, so there's a guy there with another front kind of shield, because I've seen that before. So you see already, without any reinforcements, or anything else, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 12 people, all positioned in front of our 3, and they all know we're there. So it's difficult from the beginning, because in any other game, those odds would be acceptable if you had the option of stealth, or you could plan what you're going to do based on, even if your squad got revealed next turn, at least you could move people to places you thought would be good to start with, but you haven't even got that option. You're literally dumped in there, we're there, right in front of them, and somehow from that, we've got to work out not only how to kill all these people, but as you can see from the way the cover is, and the cover in this game is never very good, because you're not like XCOM or Phantom Doctrine, etc., where you're in buildings, so you've got building cover. There's basically just these boards and tables and things, and these little walls, so there's never anything really good to hide behind. And because you're thrust into it straight away, you're there in front of you, there's no distance, again, in these things. They've always got a shot on you, even if you're behind some cover. So you've got all these guys there that have got shots on you if you move, and that's obviously going to have shots on these guys here, whatever we do. And wherever we go, someone's going to have a shot on us, and we haven't any possibility of planning anything or doing anything. And like I said, the abilities our team have are good, and they would be good in a balanced game, but this isn't that. And as you can see, this is on easy, and this is like the 3rd, 4th mission, and you can see how difficult this is going to be, because you can tell from the outset, if this was XCOM or Phantom Doctrine and you got chucked into the middle of one of the Russian cities, and you've got all the enemy agents and all their soldiers in front of you, that close in front of you, or XCOM, and you had all the enemy soldiers and the Andromedans and everything else all stuffed in front of you, and the sector pods and everything, and they were all that close in front of you in a row and you were there, it would be almost impossible. And that's what this game is asking you to do. And like I said, it is possible, because I did the last one, but I had to play that 5 times, and on easy, you shouldn't be having to do that this many times in a game this early on. Yeah, maybe there'd be one mission in a boss fight later on where it's really hard, maybe on a difficulty level that's not easy, you would. But like I said, they needed to negate something, so either you didn't all get chucked in front of the enemy where they all know where you are and you've got nowhere to go other than be shot, because there's nowhere I can go here really without being shot somewhere, or they needed to give you slightly higher grade weapons or a bigger team or stealth options or something, but they haven't. So anyway, it is what it is, so we'll do what we can do. There's no point anyone staying where they are, because they will just kill us. They'll kill us anyway, because like I said, they're very aggressive in this. So you've basically got one turn to run and hide. And yeah, like I said, the other problem is the Overwatch isn't fantastic. In XCOM, Phantom Doctrine, Necromunda Underhive, everything, you can Overwatch, and certainly if you get more than one person, you can easily kill enemies with an Overwatch, and even a good, like, strong enemy. And with I've killed, if you know what XCOM is, the big sector pod things, I've killed those with 2 people with blue screen rounds from distant snipers with Overwatch. It's quite possible. But in this, you'd be lucky to kill a regular soldier with 2 people with Overwatch, because one might miss and the other one probably do like 1-2 points of damage. So it's very hard, because they're asking you to go around and kill everybody yourself. So again, she's going to have to move, because if she stays here, that I don't know what that does, because I've never actually had that, but it's obviously some kind of machine gun. Whether it's activated by a movement or it just shoots, I don't know. We'll find out in a moment. That'll be interesting. Not. And so we better move her to here. And again, there's not much we can do until we see what those turret things do. We might as well overwatch there. And we've got her. She can run and hit somebody, but the problem with her melee, which would be a fantastic ability in almost any other game, because you imagine it in XCOM, and you could, or Phantom Doctrine or Necromant, you could run around and hit an enemy that's alone, like she does, and she could kill them outright probably. But in this, because you're chucked in with so many enemies and you're right in front of them all, and there's no space, and they know you're there's no point in her running to anybody, because anywhere she goes, I mean, look, you can see she could almost kill that person. That's one of their lowest level guards, but she could almost kill him, fine, but then she'd be stuck right in the middle of all of their guys, and they would all have shots on her or overwatches, so there's no point. So again, we'll put her there just to see what happens, and then we'll end the turn just to see what they do. And you can see that's just a regular kind of guy, and he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. He's now got 4 points. We shot that guy with an overwatch, but they only lost 2 points out of 3 of health, and they've got shields. So you can see it's really, really hard. There is some guys in this game, and that was again when I was playing that mission at the docks. I didn't check this time, but I'm sure it happened, where there's some of their soldiers, and I'll check in this, don't activate Overwatch, which again makes it almost impossible, because you've got unbelievable odds. Let's see he's got shields, and even if you whack him, he's got shields. You've got turrets. So they've got a shield that disables after a hit, but it only goes off for 1 hit, so whoopie-doo, that's not really going to be helpful when you've got this many. It'd be good if there was 1. And they've got shields. Everyone's got shields now, except us. He's got a frontal shield, and so it's hard to kind of pick a strategy, because the one thing that's good, and they're called tactical turn-based for a reason, it's tactical, and you're trying to think of a tactic, but there's not really a tactic in this, because you can see from the layout now, I can't plan anything. I can't set up an Overwatch because it won't really do much. I can't set up what to do in a couple of moves, because they've got so many different soldiers all in view who all know where we are. It's literally impossible to know what they'll do. You can't plan for that. There's no stealth. You've got a guy there already who's got already injured that team member, the robot lady, by that much, and then they've got a very big sword, and they've got us in a melee lock, and they've got a shield. So just fighting that one would be difficult, and we've got all these with no respite, and they'll probably send in, you don't know, they'll probably send in reinforcements at some point, and it doesn't always wait until you've killed most of them, like it does in some games, or tell you, I've shown you already, it doesn't tell you when they're coming, and they may come any point, or they may not come, you just don't know. So again, it's just so we'll just continue a little bit more. He might as well shoot that guy. I don't know. It's saying no. Why is it saying? Oh, okay. So he's got a shotgun. Oh, that's why it's saying no, because for some reason we've loaded our fist, which is not going to be helpful, because this is not a fist fighting thing. So yeah, we can shoot him with a shotgun, which is a good shotgun, and that's the best weapon we have, and we've damaged half his shield. So yeah, and like I said, you can never get 2 shots on anybody. That's his whole turn gone. So that's another problem, because you have never got enough points to do much, and they've got so many people they don't need the points. So now we've got him, her. She can't do a lot. If she did shoot him or hit him, he'd lose 1 point of his shield, and if we run away, we'll have to run away because otherwise he'll attack us, and then we'll get that melee. Oh, okay, that's good. We didn't get melee lock killed at least. And we'll probably... We can't aim, I don't know. That's another thing that happens in this game, which is a bit weird. Like, we're there, and you would think by the logistics of other turn-based games, you would be able to aim and shoot that person, but for some reason we can't aim. I don't know whether it's because we're just a few extra millimetres around there, but again, little technical things like that where you think, yeah, I'll shoot him, but you can't. So it's... We will... Yeah, we'll disrupt his shield or something. But again, you see, you're disrupting one person out of all these people. So we're concentrating on one person, well, they've got all these people, and now all she can do, which is good, she can probably kill him because she's really great. So, but they've got an Overwatch, of course, so they can shoot us. But there's nothing we can do because we can't avoid moving, otherwise we'd just be standing waiting to be killed. So, because you have to be aggressive in this game, you can't win by just overwatching. She hasn't got anything she can overwatch with. She's got a melee, which again, in another game would be great, but in a game where you have to run at people and you've got numerous enemies who can all be overwatching you, and they're all there, so you can't really run into the middle of them without putting yourself open to being killed, it's not really good. So we'll put her there. She would be a great character to transfer into another game. Her ability to be fantastic, even in a game like Watch Dogs Legion, like if you picture that game, or anything, doesn't matter, Cyberpunk, someone who could run up to somebody and run across really fast and then hit them and probably kill them, would be fantastic. She could also run across and heal somebody, and in any game that's not this, whether it's turn-based or not, her ability would be fantastic. It's the same as the captain guy. He has a grapple, and he can pull one of their guys towards him, and then they can all kill him. And again, in whether it's a turn-based game or it's not, doesn't matter if it's Cyberpunk or whether it's Mass Effect or Watch Dogs Legion or Dragon Age, doesn't matter. If you could pull someone towards you and all your guys could shoot them or hit them with their axes or shoot them with their bows, it would be fantastic. But in a game where you've got no stealth, overwhelming numbers against you, and you haven't got any specially better weapons, it's not particularly good. And now you can see the problem. They've actually literally illustrated it fantastically well. So we've got 3 people who have no special abilities, all have lost a bit of health. One of our people can only melee, which is her. We can't kill anybody straight out with our guns, even if they haven't got shields, because our guns aren't good enough, and they all have got shields, and now they've got at least 5 or 6 overwatches on everybody. So what can we do? Anyone moves, they get shot, probably quite a lot. She can't do anything that doesn't involve hitting because she's melee. So to do anything other than heal someone, she's going to have to move, and then she'll get shot a lot. He's got a shotgun, which means close shooting, and again, he's nowhere near anyone. So to do anything, he would have to move somewhere. And that guy, that lady with robot lady, again, she's got a gun with a slightly longer shoot, but she's not going to kill anybody. So if we could kill one other enemy this turn, we were really lucky, and I will play this turn through, but just because it's the most bizarre look to a turn you'll ever see in a game. I mean, I don't know, what games you've played or I've played where you end up in this situation in 2 or 3 turns on an easy level in an early mission where you've got 3 people stuck in the corner, not through your own choice because that's where they were brought in. I didn't have any choice where they came in, and the enemies were where they were with like that many overwatches. And no one's even got a grenade. You haven't even got the option of chucking a grenade at somebody to get rid of their overwatches, and they're all in different places, so it wouldn't matter. So let's just do something. So I'm going to move him to there, just because there's no better place he can go. So he's going to get shot from there and from there, and he's still overwatches. That one, again, your cooldown, which is fine because you get cooldown in all games. So she's got a cooldown on her remove shields thing. And again, in normal games you expect that, but in a game where everything is stacked against you, the fact that only few abilities you have that are useful have cooldowns against all these other people who've got, they don't need to worry about their cooldown because there's so many of them. It's not really fair. So I don't know if that person, she's got a shot on anybody, because you can never quite tell with this. So she can move to there. Let's see if we've got a shot on anyone. No, we haven't got a shot on anybody, because again, they've all taken cover. Of course they have. So all we can do really is Overwatch, which is, like I said, you know, we might shoot someone a little bit, but it's not going to really do anything. And he can, I don't know, he can't really do much. He can do an Overwatch. I'll show you this grapple thing if I can. Let's see. Well, we can't grapple that. Actually, we can't. Maybe we can shoot a fuel tank. Can we shoot a fuel tank? No. Okay, we will do an Overwatch of that thing. We'll Overwatch there, and then the only thing she could do, and again, you have to do something. So, you know, she might as well run up and try and kill somebody, because there's no point in. And the Overwatches in this game were a bit unpredictable. I found that with when I've done them, and the enemy, I mean, we just ran through what looked like their Overwatch and nothing happened. And that's happened to me as well. So that doesn't help. And they shoot us, of course they do. This is one of those games where you kind of wish the AI was a bit passive or a bit rubbish, because the fact that the AI is actually aggressive and actually smart, I mean, they hide behind things, they do all the right things. They don't do dumb ass things at all. That actually is really bad as well, because again, if the AI was a little bit less aggressive or a little bit more stupid, that would help, but they're not. So now you can see this in this really hard way to overview. You can see, you know, she's got 3 health and a medical kit, but then if we use that, we've used it. He's got less, he's got a medical kit, but if we used it, we used it. She's losing health, and we've still got all these guys that we've not even put a dent in. We've killed one guy. So it's hard, and you know, you can bet that I'll have another go. I mean, that guy that we punched before, he's got a shield back. So let's see what happens. I don't know. Let's see what happens if we give him a slap. Probably will kill him. Okay, that's good. He's dead. He dropped his gun. In this game, I know there were games where you have melee characters, but it would be helpful in this game, because of the way it is, if she could pick up a gun and use it. I know she's melee, but you know, she's not stupid, and there's no reason she couldn't pick up a gun. And when you've got a situation where you can't run at people because they've all got Overwatches and they've all got machine guns set up, it would be kind of helpful if she could at least use one. Maybe she wouldn't be as good with it, but she could at least use it, because the fact she has to run at people, it can be difficult. So, okay, we've got him and him. He can go here. It's hard to work out what the Overwatch is going to do. That's what it's going to do. And he's on very low health, so the only thing we can really do now is heal him if we can. Yeah, okay, we'll heal him with our medical kit, but like I said, we've used that now, and it's not healed us fully. And then we can't, again, see, we can't do anything else in that turn, so him as well, she is on low health. We've got someone there who's going to shoot us because we're not in cover, but there's not really anywhere to get cover. So we're going to have to all go around one side, which is kind of not what you want to do. If it was a different tactical game and you had more options to start with and it was different, you would want ideally to be able to position people, you know, to flank them. But flanking is almost impossible in this game, because you come in a situation, as you've seen, where they're already all over in front of you and everywhere, and they can see you. and because they've got shields and overwatches and everything, it's almost impossible to ever get somewhere to flank somebody. And even if you can, because it's so hard to shoot somebody dead in one turn, and Overwatch won't kill someone in one turn, and only 2 of your people have guns anyway, it's not really worth it. So there's so many things that, just little things in this game, that if they just had something from one of the other tactical games that was a thing that would make it more tactical, it would be helpful, but they don't. So again, you will have to do a heal on them, and that just leaves her having to heal everybody, which is difficult because then it means she has to run to where they are and she can get killed by Overwatch, and no one's got anything left to do. So when in that turn we've killed one more person. And they'll shoot, hopefully they won't kill us. And they just keep doing Overwatch, and the problem with that is, I've said Overwatch isn't very good, but that's when you've got one person doing it. They've got as many people as they want doing it. So they've got like numerous people to Overwatch you, and so it's much more difficult. So Overwatch is great if you've got like soldiers and machine guns and turrets, and you've got to be the one trying to do something. But Overwatch isn't so good when you've only got 2 people with guns and they're both half dead, and you've got to actually be aggressive and try and think of something to do. So we're back in that same, it's almost like a recurring circle, which is like all the missions in this game kind of are, from once you get through the first couple, which is you have no option to do anything clever. There's nothing you can think, oh, I'll do this, see, this is going to work. You're in the same situation over and over again. Even in that early mission when I was in the docks and they kept throwing mines, it's the same thing. I'm going to get blown up, I have to run through the mines, they've overwatched me and thrown mines all over the place, so I just have to keep going. And it's almost like a grind mission. All the missions in this, rather than being tactical, they're a little bit of grind. Because you have to keep running through Overwatch and attempting to survive rather than doing anything particularly clever or thinking. There's nothing I can think. Maybe I'm just dense today, or dense in general, but there's nothing I can think to do here that's going to be clever to do. I could bring someone there, but so what? They won't be able to shoot that person directly or even in this turn necessarily. And that person, he's completely overwatched, so there's no point in him running anywhere because he'll get shot, and he's got a shotgun, so he can't shoot anybody from there. So there's nothing amazingly clever. We'll see him if he's going to get shot as well. So there's nothing you can really do to outthink the game other than keep grinding, keep running around like with that Prince doing his really annoying crap. You just have to keep running around, hoping you survive, hoping that they don't hit you every time they shoot, trying to avoid their overwatches, trying to heal each other, and that's a grind. That's not tactical really, that's not really thinking, and that's not really strategy, that's just grinding. You're running through the missions, kind of grinding out surviving, and like I said, in one mission, if it was just once, and it was because of a particular boss or a particular situation, okay, that happens. Or, like in all games, whether it's a turn-based or a not turn-based, because you end up in a bad situation, your cover's blown early, it happens in Phantom Doctrine and XCOM, it happens in Watch Dogs Legion, it happens in Cyberpunk, it happens in every game. But that's fine, but it happens all the time in this. And it's because you're stuffed into a mission straight in front of the enemy, where they're right there, you can't plan tactically, and they've got overwhelming odds, shields and set emplacements, and you're stuck. So anyway, I will continue this mission. Like I said, there's no point in me going on and on with this because it is what it is. It's not like there's nothing I can do differently, so I'm not going to be telling you this is what I did and this is how I survived. The survival in this is just luck. It's just running around and hoping, and like I said, the overview can be really annoying. It's the overviews out of the screen sometimes. So like I said, it's nothing I can do that's some great insight. The way to survive this, as with the last mission, is to run around until you survive or die, and hope you survive. And hopefully, and I don't know, hopefully later on down the line when you get better weapons and other team members and upgrade your characters, this becomes less of a grind and there are more things you can do. But it's certainly not fantastic that during an early part of a game that's tactical strategy and easy, on an easy level, it's basically a survival grind. There's nothing tactically or strategically, try and say that properly, that you can actually do. Anyway, I will be back next time with a bit more of Element Space, aka DEFCON. If I survive this, I'll play another mission to try and get another team member, and if not, I may replay this mission or I may play another part. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you're having a lovely day. Take care.